Going to high school in the 90s was very different to going to high school in the 2020s.
Not better in every way, not worse in every way, just different. In the same way that a Nokia 3210 is different from an iPhone. One has facial recognition, satellite tracking, AI tools, and access to the entire knowledge of humanity. The other could survive a nuclear blast and still have enough battery left for Snake. The 90s school day started with an alarm clock, your mum shouting upstairs, and the vague sound of Radio 1 playing in the kitchen. There was no checking notifications before school. There were no group chats. There was no TikTok. If you wanted to know what had happened socially, you had to actually arrive at school and let the corridor load.
And it loaded fast.
You walked through the doors and immediately got the news. Who fancied who? Who had fallen out? Who had been dumped? Who had got a new haircut? Who had brought in a copy of Smash Hits? And most importantly, who had taken the Blur side and who had taken the Oasis side? Because in the 90s, Britpop was not just music. It was a personality test. You were either Oasis, Blur, Pulp, Swede, or that one kid who insisted Ocean Colour Scene were underrated. Every school had boys walking around like they were the sixth Gallagher brother, even though they were 12 from Huddersfield and had never been in a band. There were Parkers, there were Adidas trainers, there were terrible attempts at Liam Gallagher walks, there were pencil cases with band names written on in biro, and at least one lad who learned the opening chords to Wonderwall and suddenly believed he was spiritually above maths. In the 2020s, music culture is completely different. Students have Spotify, playlists, TikTok sounds, YouTube, SoundCloud, and access to basically every song ever made. In the 90s, if you wanted a song, you waited for it to come on the radio and taped it, usually while the DJ talked over the intro, which means an entire generation grew up with songs that began, "And that was the weather now, here's Oasis." A true cultural archive. Fashion was different too. In the 90s, school uniform was technically strict, but everyone found tiny ways to rebel. Tie too short, tie too fat, shirt untucked, top button undone, kickers' shoes, gelled curtains, a chain wallet if you were feeling dangerous, and Lynx Africa sprayed with the confidence of a chemical weapon. In the 2020s, the rebellion is more digital. It is not just, can I get away with these trainers? It is, can I maintain a personal brand while pretending I do not care? Back then, if you had a bad haircut, maybe 30 people saw it. Now, someone can film it, add a sound effect, caption it, bro asked for curtains and got patio doors, and suddenly your fringe has gone international. Technology in the 90s was almost magical because there was so little of it. If the teacher wheeled in the TV on a trolley, the entire class knew the lesson had been blessed. It did not matter what was on, a science video, a Shakespeare adaptation, a documentary recorded off BBC2 in 1994. Nobody cared. The TV trolley meant rest. It meant peace. It meant the teacher had given up in a way we all respected. In the 2020s, classrooms have smart boards, laptops, apps, learning platforms, and online quizzes. Which sounds futuristic until the lesson begins with 10 minutes of, "Can everyone see my screen? Why is there no sound? Who is drawing on the whiteboard?" So yes, the technology changed. The chaos simply upgraded. Homework was different as well. In the 90s, homework lived in your planner. The planner was a sacred object. Teachers wrote in it, parents signed it. Students filled it with band logos, football badges, 3D cubes, and the kind of graffiti that made them feel like Banksy, before Banksy had fully loaded into public consciousness. If you forgot homework, you had to lie in person. That took skill. In the 2020s, homework is on an app. Parents can see it. Teachers can track it. The school can send reminders, which is efficient but also terrifying. In the 90s, there was still a chance a letter from school could be intercepted and destroyed. Now, the app sends a notification straight to your mum. There's no escape, only data. Lunch was another world. In the 90s, school dinner was beige, hot, and emotionally unpredictable. Chips were victory. Square pizza was elite. Chocolate concrete was a religious experience. Custard was either delicious or hotter than the surface of the sun. Packed lunch meant a penguin, a carton drink, crisps, and possibly a club bar if your household was financially flourishing. In the 2020s, schools are more aware of nutrition, allergies, sugar, and healthier options. That is good, obviously. But there was something very 90s about eating chips, beans and cake, then going straight into PE and wondering why your body had declared war.